Oh, good, I've already hit the wrong button when I tried to start the stream. Well, not start the stream. Cut over to this screen. Words. Anyway, good afternoon, all. As I said in the go live and everything, my brain is soup, and that is really fucking unhelpful for trying to get my job done. In any version of trying to get my job done. Because I have so many VODs to render, and therefore descriptions to write, and shit to schedule, and and this just decided to turn itself down again. I don't know why. Yeah. Brain soup. Nah. Camera's also in a slightly weird spot. But, hey, Geldrin, April, Mushby, how are y'all doing? Yeah. Unfortunately, this is sort of the getting reused to Adderall period, where I have all of the energy, but after 2 weeks of having no energy, needing to get back into the groove of directing it. Because if I don't direct it, I will just fall into the thing of doing whatever shiny thing has attracted my attention at this very moment. I'm gonna level with you, the tank top is here entirely because it is snowing and cold outside and I don't want to go outside, so this is an excuse to not do that. And until they just decided to arrive, I was fairly certain our trash collection wouldn't be here today because they never come on snow days, but they decided to, which means I get to feel shitty for not taking the trash out. Also, they're supposed to be here between 7 and noon, and it's 3, so... And there was one other... What was the other thing? Oh, and I just really didn't want to wear a bra today, and this tank top is tight enough that I don't need to. And because it's all... Okay, this one's actually a negative. Because it's all black and my specific lighting setup, it looks like I just have a perfectly uniform torso. I'm not actually on board with that one, but... also, my glasses are filthy, and I have no idea where my... That's not a lens cloth. I swear I have like 4 lens... There's one. I have a bunch of lens cloths, like, spirited around my office, but... I don't think I have lens cleaner around anywhere. There's also a non-zero chance that brain stupidness is also from falling off my injection schedule somewhat. Because I did inject today, but I was supposed to yesterday, and the time before that was also off. So, that's probably not helping. It's mostly just that the lighting is mostly just because it's goofy bisexual lighting, and I've set up this camera for it, so I look kind of washed out if I swap the lighting. Plus, with a lot of games, I tend to find it better for me if the game is dark, because when I say my lighting setup, I mostly just mean that there isn't enough light directly coming from these 2 lights at my chest to create shadows on a black tank top, because even if I switch to the other lighting setups, they don't just immediately become more apparent. So, no. Yeah, this is mostly just for my own... Sanity's probably the best word. While I'm here and doing just chatting, it just occurred to me I should try and find a thing. Haley got for Steph and I as a very late Christmas present, apparently, these 3D printed things that are just for, like, holding Switch cartridges. and that is objectively better than the old way we have for storing our Switch cartridges, which works great, but is 100% made for travel, because they're just these little red plastic, like, jewel boxes, basically, like you would have for a CD, that hold 4 cartridges each. And unfortunately, that means that they're super easy to lose. And I have no fucking idea where any of them are. Also, frankly, 2 of them is maybe a bit overkill. I don't think we have enough Switch games in the entire household to fill one of these, much less 2. Because that was too much, Keldran, yes. Because Haley got me a peach one, and then got for Steph a Triforce one. Where the fuck did I put it? I swear I had it around here somewhere when I was... Like, the first day or 2 of being back on Adderall was so hyper energy that I literally couldn't sleep. Which is when the whole cleaning everything in here got done. I love how I cleaned everything around the desk, and now the base of my desk is currently covered in the shredded remains of a Starbucks cup because our cats are hateful. Well, there's a random loose Switch cartridge. There we go. So 1. And that's one that was never in the container that I'm looking for. Oh, and I don't know if this was from the same shop, but it arrived at the same time. But apparently Haley saw that I quite enjoyed that Bowsette costume for Halloween and got these for attaching to... There we go. For attaching to headphones. So that's a thing. Oh yeah, not pictured is basically everything that's on my desk now is, and frankly the camera angle to a certain extent as well, are covering the fact that 1 or 2 of the cats have also taken to, and I've cleaned most of it, but they've done it again since I cleaned, peeing on my desk, and I hate it so much. I swear I have those Switch cartridges around here too. That's on top of the fact that they keep eating. Why is there a pair of leggings that is still rolled up, which means I've not worn it in here? Oh, that was from when we were going to go to Pole and then didn't. They've also now eaten a second expensive sex toy, so that was fun. Because I found out that they will not immediately go after it if it's, say, in a container, but if it sits in the same place in that container for more than, like, a day, then they will go after it. I don't think the Switch cartridge thing is in here. I'm pretty sure it's not in here because I know, yeah, most of the stuff in here is random shit. Most of the stuff in that drawer is actually 2 mushroom growing kits. Not anything fun before anyone assumes. It's like oyster mushrooms and something else. Basically mushrooms that grow on, that can grow in a substrate of coffee grounds. Yep, I have no earthly idea where the hell it is. It just occurred to me there's actually 2 of them, so I need to find both, because each one only has 4 slots. They might be in the closet, but yeah. Yeah, part of the thing is that both of our cats... Well, okay, we have 3 cats. The one... You can't actually quite see him, can you? No, because the... Yeah, no, you can't see him. He's right under here. 2 of them are hateful little fuckers to each other, which causes both of them to get stressed, and then... causes all of the fun that I was dealing with last week, if you weren't here for that, one of our cats has managed to, at least as far as the vet can tell me, stress himself into having an inflamed bladder, which basically presents the exact same way as having a partial urinary tract blockage. So that's fun. That's why he's on a bunch of drugs that make him very goofy. And then recommendation that he and, frankly, the other stressed out cat will go on anti-anxiety meds soonish, hopefully. Ooh. I'm intrigued, April. I hope it's a good one. But because the two of them are stressy little fuckers to each other, and a lot of that comes out in the form of scent marking, aka peeing on shit like my desk, it drives this one, who's hiding right now, to do the same, even though he's mostly not stressed out by the other two. So, hopefully if we can get the two idiots on anti-anxiety meds, then they'll stop peeing on everything. Hopefully. We'll have to see. Because I know Void Kitty has an appointment with a vet next week, and we need to make one for Calcifer, because some of his vaccinations are coming due. This is going to drive me nuts, because I know I saw at least one of those recently, and I just don't know where. Ugh. Oh, right, that was the other thing about this tank top that's like, I want to wear more stuff that's bare midriff, but I'm also weird about how I look with bare midriff. I'm still checking all of the weird spots it could be at, sorry. And this is just bare enough with this pants combination that I'm like, I can handle that without feeling self-conscious. So yay. Which is extra silly given that I have, like, 2 full sets that a full set and a very long video that needs to be edited, that I need to post to the site that I cannot link to. And was actually supposed to go up yesterday, but didn't because I, 1, forgot and didn't have the energy to keep working, and 2, what the fuck are all of you? Oh, you're all of my, okay, I know what you are. Are you all entered? You might not be. Shit. And 2, I do this weird thing where, because I don't trust me, especially when it comes to my opinion on me, I often try and get input from one or both partners before I post, and sometimes if I can help it before I even, like, narrow down to what pictures from a set I'm going to post. So I've meant to ask them to do that last night, and through a combination of me being up too late and then not waking up early enough, that didn't happen. Because I was up too late, and when I did come to bed, technically Haley was still awake, but I was also coming down from the major catharsis of, I'm gonna decide to watch the entire, I had actually already been binging Parks and Rec, and watched, like, the last 3 episodes last night, which, look, if you haven't watched Parks and Rec 1, you probably should, it's very funny. And generally quite positive, but also the entire last season is, I'm going to charitably describe it as a victory lap, but the last 2 or 3 episodes are very much just a, hey, you've spent 7 seasons with these characters and actors, and we are now going to repeatedly just start firing emotional body blows at you. The last one especially. So yeah, I basically spent like two-ish hours last night just like laughing, hot swapping between laughing and ugly crying. Sorry, I'm looking at a thing right now because, okay, so hey, if you weren't here, one of the other things that happened last week? Last week, is, hey, I passed my Digimon Judge Certification test. It took 2 tries, mostly because I was not prepared for the time crunch on the first one, or on the first attempt, but passed on the second attempt, which means now I have access to the Digimon Judge Discord, who are currently having a whole fun discussion about long story short, Digimon has very specific rules about sleeves because the border color on cards can be different. It means that if a sleeve is not opaque, it means you can get extra information about the next card you're going to draw. And while Pokemon does not have the same issue, they still have a hard rule about opaque sleeves. And the set that just came out for Pokemon Silver Tempest had like an official sleeve that came out with it. I think technically it has 2 different versions, but it has an issue where it's not 100% opaque. So an official Pokemon sleeve, one of them, is banned at high level play. So like locals, it's fine, but they are banned in like the World Championships and basically all of the Asian like city level tournaments and up. And just the watching the Digimon chat have not the Digimon chat, the Digimon Judge chat have an interesting discussion about it. Because like I said, there's a version of them that's fine and a version of them that isn't. Which honks because they're Alolan Vulpix, who is fucking adorable. Double honks because sorry. There's also a general part of this Discord which unfortunately includes a bunch of people who are... I can't honestly tell if they're being comedically pro NFT or not, but this is just also an extra silly thing in Digimon because we don't have higher level rules enforcement. I need to check actually. I don't believe there's any tournament that has higher level rules enforcement. So the rules about sleeves are universal, but again, I need to actually go check. And now I want to. But yes, hey, now that I technically passed the judge test, that's also part of the whole, I feel much more comfortable trying to run... One, I feel much more comfortable given the fact that I already judge a weekly tournament. So feel slightly less weird about that now. But 2, that's the rulebook. Where's the one I'm looking for? Okay, also technically this tournament rulebook hasn't been updated in a hot minute. But, yeah, okay, this does not have any distinction between... cool. Don't know what that is, but hey, nope, chat only in English. Cool, I'm gonna have to lock this down to follower only or something, aren't I? Sorry, there was a whole bunch of this shit yesterday, too, with, like, goblin follow accounts. like, at least one ableist one yesterday, and then some really shitty ones that were like, this streamer is better as their name, and this streamer is live, go watch them. I'm not kidding. They were so long. But they didn't show up because we were on this, where I have my notifications turned off because every fucking time I do a just chatting stream, we get shit goblins. I just, meh. Yeah, okay. It does look like there is no official distinction between different... No, there is a tournament level 1. Okay, 3.2. Right, this is not set up as a good rules document, so I can't just jump to that page. What page am I looking for? 3.2 is on page 14, which would actually be page who the fuck knows, because this is a PDF and therefore a garbage document system, unless you do hyperlinks. Seriously, do hyperlinks in your PDF, please. It would make everyone's life so much easier. Casual, competitive, professional. Okay. Oh, okay. Cool, this doesn't tell me... What the f... There's an official Digimon draft format. What? How long has that been a thing? Okay. I did not realize that. Huh. It's also set up for pods of 4, which is bizarre, but okay. Oh, and this gets extra silly because technically level 2 and level 3 are the same enforcement level. What the... Ugh. Okay. Digimon rules, sometimes you are weird and dumb. Anyway. It can be small pods. Magic is usually set up for 8, but frankly, Magic also seems to just do whatever the fuck size they want to at any given time. I'm trying to think. Like, okay, pods of 4 might make more sense because it's still... No, Magic's 3... That is a weirdly small pod. Because this is... It was 6 packs, wasn't it? Also, hang on. Do I have the tournament rules doc? I don't. Why is the tournament rules doc not downloaded? Well, okay. I'm slowly building a Google Drive folder with just every piece of Digimon rules stuff in case I ever need it, which has never come up, but one of these days it will, maybe. Players will receive 6 booster packs, draft cards in pots of 4. Yeah, that is... I guess maybe they're trying to go for getting players to have a higher card count. Just since it doesn't innately limit card... or it doesn't innately open color restrictions. Because with Magic, the whole thing is just like, you can only play the cards if you have the colors of land, but the assumption is that you will be provided however much land you need or want. With Digimon, it's very much the, if all of your level 4s that you manage to draft can't evolve onto your level 3s, then you're shit out of luck. So giving a player a larger card base is kind of necessary. I think the packs are also less expensive. How much is a Magic pack how much is it? Right, there's like 5 different kinds of Magic packs, aren't there? How much is whatever the fuck kind of pack you draft with? So far I actually have not needed the PDFs terribly often. In fact, on at least one occasion, I've technically... Okay, on one occasion I've technically corrected Okay, so first of all, Digimon Judge levels, level 1, level 2, level 0. No, I don't know why they decided to do that sequencing. There are 3 level 0s, but I think only one English-speaking one, who is, as you would kind of expect with a card game this new, basically the most well-known rules person. And I've got a couple people at locals who are either content creators or content creator adjacent. And one of them I'm still convinced that they misunderstood this ruling, but they got a ruling from said level 0 judge that actively contradicted one of the basic ways the game functions. So I'm just like, I feel like you misunderstood what they were trying to tell you. But so technically corrected that. It was a whole weird thing. Admittedly, it's also with a card that is deeply fucking weird. Think they're $5. I'm pretty sure. I thought Magic packs went up in price semi-recently. Digimon packs, however, are $3.19, I want to say. It's something slightly arbitrary like that. Ah, right, yes, there is no MSRP. I forgot about that. Because Magic removed its MSRP to say, fuck you. Yeah, Digimon MSRP is $4.19. It's a weirdly specific number. Although if I remember correctly, that math also breaks down to having a box cost way more. Because, like, what is it, 24 packs a box? Yep. Yeah, that breaks out to having a box cost about 100, but pretty much any place selling a box, well, a current box for more than 85 is being shitty. And in a lot of cases, you can get boxes for less than that, so. Like, the only place that I've ever willingly bought a box for more than 85 before tax was a shop that was breaking street date, and even then they were only doing it by I think technically they were selling it the night before, but I needed a card from that set for some reason. Actually, I needed a couple of cards, because that was when Draconic Roar came out. Which I still haven't done a Smash or Pass for, have I? Oh, I should do that. It takes so much extra work to get set up, but I should do that, because they're fun. Only problem is that basically the entire set is dragons. How the hell am I going to do a Smash or Pass for that? That also reminds me, I'm thinking of getting rid of the bot in the Discord that posts Digimon cards right now. Part of it is mostly because I know right now I'm the only one playing. Well, the only one playing a ton, and enough where I need to care about cards that are getting announced ahead of time. It's also not helping that right now all the cards that are being announced are from the upcoming re-release set. Which, admittedly, not all of the cards are reprints. Reprint, that's the word I was trying to think of. It's like not every card is a reprint. I think it's 122 cards, and how many are reprints? It's going to drive me nuts now. That doesn't explain shit. Thank you. There we go. 122 cards, 86 of which are going to be reprints, so 36 new ones. Yeah, it's a weird thing. So maybe it's just seeing the reprints coming up so often is what's thrown me off. Oh, hey, I just realized we've seen all but one of the new cards. And I think officially This is not set up in a way that makes it actually legible. But I do know that we're missing, yeah, okay, so we're missing two. We're missing two of the new cards. Yes, okay, this is correct. One of which is either an option or a secret rare, and one of which is either a white Digimon or a purple level 6, a white Digimon, or a red Tamer. Okay. Oh, right. The other thing about having passed judge test now is that I feel more comfortable trying to run the Learning League thing, which at the moment the primary issue with that is just my soup brain and the fact that I have not been able to holy fuck. The fact that I've not been able to design a graphic for it or figure out exactly what I want to do as a graphic. Once that's done, I actually feel pretty confident that it'll be good. Or good to go. Yeah, especially when it's also, part of it's the, I need to pick a day to do it, because the original plan was to try and do it on Monday nights, because I think one more person marked that they could do Monday versus Sunday. Problem is that lately, and basically until February, I'm going to be spending Monday nights. One, I would like to be doing poll, but I'm not going to be able to because I'm going to have to spend Monday nights doing the Gaia Force Gaming thing that I did on Monday this week, because I really need to practice BT11 for nationals. So that can't really work. And then the only issue with Sunday is mostly that it's usually the day that I do. There are now 2 cats in here. Sunday is usually the day that I do Valorant with the Goofuses. So it's one of those, okay, we could start earlier. There is something weird with this camera right now, and I don't know what. We could start earlier, which would be fine for me, but I'm not sure if it would be good for as many people. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, part of it is that, frankly, the intention is not to run it as a tournament, at least until more people feel comfortable running stuff. But if it does, if more people feel comfortable doing that, then it will eat up more time. Because initially the goal is just going to be to get people to play games and learn how the starter decks work and learn how basic mechanics work, and depending on which starter deck they ended up picking, learn how a bunch of shit goes very weird very quickly, because some of the starter decks are just bizarre. Not even bizarre. Complex. Very, very complex. Because I'm going to be recommending that folks stick to... I'll level with you. ST10 through 12, or 9 through 12, are 100% going to be the most consistent, but 7 and 8 should also probably be fine. The thing is that nine and 10 were, to one extent or another, format defining. Not necessarily just as they are, but large portions of the cards in them. I need to remember which one is 11, which one's 12, but I believe... Also, I've got these wrong. It's 12 and 13, because 11 was the reprint one. Starter Deck 12 and 13 also came out together. 13 is a jank pile of super weirdness that will break people's brains, quite frankly. And 12 was another format-defining one. And then 7 and 8 are both fair by comparison. They have some comeback mechanics that the other ones don't, but that's pretty much it. And the other problem that I think I'm going to run into with all of them and using them as teaching experiences is that Starter Decks 1 through 6 all had tamers. They were bad tamers. Okay, they were niche tamers, usually bad, but not always. All of the ones I'm recommending that people play don't have tamers, so that'll be a whole extra thing that people won't necessarily know how to do. But so yeah, I have no idea what else I want to talk about, because mostly everything else that I'm aware of right now is just like terrible. Just terrible. Because like Twitter is a shit show. Both the site itself and all of the news that is coming in because of it. My phone app finally updated to the new version that doesn't... One, I'm still running into a whole super duper fun pile of deeply weird Twitter bugs. Not the least of which being that for the past like 2-3 weeks, even the chronological timeline has been kind of broken. Where in one instance it just straight up would not go back farther than like a specific tweet from like 2 hours before. I know of at least one person on Twitter whose entire like history was just poofed out of existence. And even now, I'm still running into a pretty consistent thing where if I tweet and then go to bed or something, I will be able to scroll back through some of the timeline in between whenever I next check Twitter and the last time I tweeted, but not all of it. There will usually be like a 4+ hour gap that's missing, which was always one of the big selling points of Twitter, was don't need to worry about like missing things because you can technically go back for them. But yes, I have been forcibly updated to the fun new version with For You and Following, which technically are still the same settings that existed before. The one that no one should ever fucking use because it doesn't show you the shit from the people you follow, and the one that shows you the shit from the people you follow, theoretically in chronological order, but no longer promising that, so no guarantee there. And as always, all of the replacements are shit, because Mastodon is a fucking security, privacy nightmare. What is it? Co-host is interesting, but not great. And has the, like, long cooldown, or not cooldown period, sign-up period. I never learned how to use Tumblr, so I guess I could try and learn how to use Tumblr. I should learn how to use Tumblr, but whatever. Hive, which in theory seems great, except that it's had security issues, and since returning from those security issues, has had its block function broken. So that's fun. also there's some sketchiness with the folks what run it. So it's very much just there's no winning. Because Itaku's nice, but is actively catering towards porn artists and sex workers, which means that they have like no advertisers, even though they actually have a kind of nice system for basically swapping an account between making and seeing 18 plus content and not. So they're making all of their money from Patreon, which is no longer enough to hit their server costs because they blew up a bit. Co-host is the closest one to being like Twitter, though, besides maybe Hive, but Hive also doesn't have a web page. They're just app-based, which also means they're ultimately beholden to more than anything Apple. At least co-host does not have that issue, but it's not that much better. And unfortunately, Mastodon is almost assuredly winning, which I fucking hate because it's a privacy nightmare world. And I think part of, frankly, what has Mastodon winning is that, one, a lot of the people who are actively in support of Mastodon either run their own instance, which means the person who they are worried about having access to their private information is them, and frankly, the other group are those who already have an install base, an existing audience, because Mastodon has the exact same issue that having like a subreddit does. Because Mastodon instances are fundamentally not all that different from just you combined some of the weirder and worse aspects of Twitter and Reddit. Because yes, you have a feed system very similar to Twitter, but also everyone except the and everyone exists within these sectioned off instances like a subreddit, except that your account is based in one of those instances, which this is the thing that I always need to point out that makes me wildly fucking uncomfortable about it, is that yes, it fucking honks having to provide any kind of personal information to Facebook or Twitter or whatever system you're using. The point being that you're providing it to a corporation who theoretically, especially when it comes to Twitter now, theoretically has to abide by national and international privacy regulations, which is part of why Twitter's being sued in like 4 countries right now because they stopped following a bunch of those, where they are obliged to protect your information. With Mastodon, yes, Mastodon is a company, but in the same way that Reddit is a company who provides the service of Reddit, they're not providing the subreddits. They're not providing the actual like individual places where people gather, and that's the same thing with Mastodon, because the server owner who owns the instance is the one who you're making your account with, who has access to all of your private information, including your fucking DMs. Just like, no! They're an individual human being. They're not bound by the same privacy regulations that corporations are bound by. That's fucking horrifying. So, yes, while I know of at least one server instance on Mastodon that I could join and go, yeah, that person's probably fine having most of this basic information about me. If in some way I were to say, want to run 18 plus content on there, I need to make sure it was okay with the server runner, and even if I was just doing it out of DMs, there's just the knowledge that they can just the only reason they're not seeing it is if they willingly choose not to look at it. So it's just a like, no, every part about this is fucking creepy. Like, again, yes, there is assuredly a human being at Twitter who 100% could do that. But doing so would bring generally would bring the legal might of the corporation down on the individual because they need to, because the legal might of multiple countries is then going to come down on them if they don't. Like that's not a thing that exists in Mastodon's system style. Yeah. But again, part of the issue that I really see is mostly just the fact that the people who tend to champion Mastodon are generally two groups of people. Either the folks who are actually all in on decentralization as a concept, basically the folks who, whether they're either stupid or for some reason really just bought into the idea of crypto, are the same people who are backing and supporting crypto, aka tech bro jackasses. Or they're people who have a large enough audience and install base that it being a walled garden that does not facilitate growth the same way that a service like Twitter does, don't care and don't need it to. So that's where I'm at with it. It's fun. Fun thing, I've had to talk about this with my therapist because it's part of my job, and while technically me losing Twitter wouldn't be a huge deal in the fact that my Twitter doesn't have a significant following by any sense, it would still really hurt potential growth opportunities. So, yeah. And they're just, again, annoyingly, Tumblr is basically the only other thing that kind of functions the same, and I don't want to deal with Tumblr. I don't want to learn Tumblr is probably the more accurate way of putting it. Hey, Brucey. Hey, Cosmo. Are you a good boy? Do you want to come here? Yes, you do. But that's probably because you think I might have pizza up here, which I don't anymore. Come on. But that's the thing, is you can't even just, like, just because you are a Linux user doesn't suddenly mean you can run your own instance. Like, there's still server costs to pay. Which is just a whole thing. And is a massive pain in the butt. Like, it eliminates the, frankly, zero cost of using a service like Twitter. Thank you very much. I wouldn't say that all folks who use Linux already have a server, but I know what you mean by Linux people TM have a server. You're not wrong, but I want to make the distinction of, yes, here, you can get down. Linux people TM versus, oh goodness, I am covered in, how? It's winter, why are you shedding? Why are you shedding so much? It's snowing outside. Thank you very much, Macho. It's snowing, why are you shedding so much? Yes, I get what you mean, is the Linux user TM versus person who happens to use Linux. Because, yeah, I'll be honest, I've run into issues with Linux user TM before, but I always want to draw the distinction versus weird, I'm gonna charitably say straw man, and actual instance of real human being. You can't even properly run your own email server nowadays. There was a, where was that? There was an article, I want to say in 2022, about someone basically finally giving up and no longer running their own email server because functionally just nothing accepted their stuff anymore. And they couldn't get email, and they pretty much would not receive email from anyone anymore. Um, I'm never going to be able to find this again, am I? Yeah, and this was an article by someone who's been doing it basically since email was a thing. And yeah. Yeah. I really wish I could remember where it was, because I want to say it was in 2022, but that's pretty much where my brain ends. Also, okay. Sorry, I just happened to see this, and it's going to drive me up the wall, especially now that my brain's back in a Digimon space after someone mentioned it. Oh god, I fucking hate people doing tier lists for a set before it's properly out, because you don't have any frame of reference for it. I maybe this is just me, and I hate this kind of content creation in general, but here's my list of what I think is gonna be the best in BT11, and sure, you have the weird instance where, because of the way Digimon works, we've already seen all of the cards in the set, and technically we can play with them, and we've played with them and we've seen the Japanese meta play with them. But we keep seeing this constantly. The Japanese meta is entirely different from everyone else's, largely because one, they do best of one format, which frankly makes a lot of decks that are just victorious based on their consistency better. Like, frankly, Grandis did gangbusters in Japan because if it can build its stack, it just usually wins. Same thing with Crossheart, which did really well in Japan because, one, the show was better received in Japan, so more people were nostalgic for it, so more people were playing it. Two, it was a deck archetype made almost entirely of cards from the new set, which therefore made it remarkably inexpensive to build and throw together. And finally, it was really consistent because it had absurd amounts of card draw and burst potential. But neither of those decks did the same things here in the English formats. So just, I hate it so much. I hate it so much. You have literally no way of calling this, like, the entire reason why PPG Events is running a BT11 tournament on, what is it, the 18th? Yes. On the 18th of February is specifically so that everyone who possibly can try and get testing with the real cards and try and get that testing against as large a user base as possible so we can see what weird things people do, because people do weird shit constantly in every card game. That, and frankly, just Blue is bigger in North America than it is in Japan, so you fundamentally have a weirder issue trying to translate a Japanese, well, not even just Japanese, because it also includes Indonesia and Malaysia and probably a country I'm forgetting about. Like, their meta is fundamentally different, both because their players run different cards. In some cases, there are also cards that are technically banned that exist here. It's a whole thing. I'm just, ugh. Ah. And the worst part is I know exactly why content creators do that style of content, because it's kind of necessary, because especially if you exist on, say, YouTube, the YouTube algorithm pushes you to try and make, uh how do I phrase this? The YouTube algorithm tends to try and push you to make content that is fresh and usable in the moment. And one of my partners is home. I'm gonna close the door real quick. The YouTube algorithm generally is not a huge fan of content that is evergreen or that will be around for a while. It tends to more aggressively favor, at least if you have built your channel this way, it will tend to aggressively favor news-based stuff, which therefore needs to be fresh and needs to be, especially if it's something like, I'm covering a set that technically has been out in Japan for... When the fuck did that come out in Japan? No, oh, for fuck's sake. It came out in Japan in September. So, especially in that case where it's is this actually news? But, where the algorithm is innately going to be trying to get more people to see that because it's fresh, it's a new... Functionally, it's news, so it needs to be a thing that exists, because otherwise, what are you doing? So, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I'm never... Like I said, I'm of two minds of it, where it's like, I understand exactly why you're making this. God, I wish you didn't have to make it, and I have no intention of really seeing it. And also, this is a really stupid one, but I swear every single person who makes tier list stuff, at least among the Digimon content creation community that I have seen, there might be ones who I haven't, or they might have improved since the last time I saw it, but even if they have really good recording equipment, they always have someone on who doesn't, and who's just impossible to understand, or they just have bad recording equipment. Like, weirdly enough, it's part of what made me want to make Digimon content, but then... It turns out, wanting to make shitloads of content creates the problem of where do you get the time? Okay, they've chilled out, which means partner should be upstairs, whichever one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Steph. Go get him. Go get her. Good. Just streaming. No, no worries. I just closed the door because dogs were barking loudly, and then I figured that you were the one most likely to be home, so he'd probably want to see you once they chilled out.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah. And the dog who refuses to be on camera. Oh, we seem to have lost a calcifer in here too at some point. Not sure where.
He's in the bedroom.
Or just I didn't see him leave. Because I very much saw when all of the dogs left, but... Yeah. Off. I probably should try and figure out a game, but no game is jumping out to me. Also, this is going to throw me off because I know I know I've interacted with Boncho on at least like 2 or 3 occasions, and I'm trying to remember where or why. I think I've played against them in at least one tournament, maybe more than one, and it's driving me up the wall to try and remember where. Because it's one of those, I remember this name. I know I remember this name. Cosmo, hush. What is a mindless game? Weirdly enough, I wasn't even necessarily thinking of a mindless game. The initial goal was actually not goal. The initial plan was to maybe end up playing one of the 2 Pokemon clients because Cosmo, hush, for goodness sake. Neither one, well, the old one does not need a never needed, well, I'm not going to say never. At some point, it might have needed a VPN to play it in America, but it doesn't now, and the new client no longer needs it either. So I can actually play it on here now. I'm going to open one of them real quick just to see. I don't remember when dailies refresh for this game at a really weird time. Also, there's a non-zero chance you can hear in-game audio, but I don't remember how loud the in-game audio is for this. Ah, it's also coming through the wrong audio system anyway. If it's producing audio. Okay, when does its dailies roll over? Because the new one rolls over at math, I think 9 or 10 a.m. For me. And then this one rolls over at 5 p.m. of all times. And we're in this very weird state with them where now that officially the new client is there it is. Hang on. Okay, you should not be able to hear it. Officially, the new client is out everywhere, but is still in an open beta, which, hey, they're still not taking money for it, which, yay. I'm actually quite happy with that. I'm looking at you, Arena. Did you ever actually come out, or are you still in an open beta? Because I'd believe it. But at some point, the 2 of them are going to merge. Technically, you can merge your account, like they use the same account. And right now, the accounts are distinctly separate because both programs exist and are running. What the hell is that window? Is that thrown? Oh, that's a coffee alert. Okay. And the thing is that they have 2 very different economies because the old one was set up kind of concurrent with like MTGO, where it has stuff like a trade system, which no current online card game has done in ages. And because of that, it means you can have more than the maximum number of a given card. Which is weird, but also enables you to do stuff like trade extras for whatever the heck you want. And functionally, that means in a lot of cases, it has an economy kind of similar to Mitgo, where I don't, okay, I'll admit my Mitgo knowledge is a little out of date, so I don't know if this is still the case, but I know they used to do the thing where pretty much everything on Mitgo was valued by its comparison to tickets, just because they had a non-fluctuating value, as opposed to like any given pack might change in value. And Pokemon Trading Card Game Online doesn't have that. Instead, it's basically just a whatever the most recent set is likely the most sought pack, and therefore the value that everything else is pegged against. Technically, there is an in-game currency you can use to get any pack, and according to the game, they all cost the same, though I also think if you buy with the in-game currency, that pack is not tradable, but I'm not 100% sure. I might be wrong about that. Meanwhile, Cosmo, hush. The new one, which for the sake of confusion, is Pokemon TCG Live versus Pokemon TCG Online. So Live is the new one. Pokemon TCG Live has a dust mechanic. So if you get more than the maximum number of a given card, it gets turned into dust. You can use it to craft other cards. So where this gets weird and starts getting confusing is the fact that, again, by comparison to Mitgo, it kind of runs opposite, where in Mitgo, if you got an entire set of cards, you could then basically request that those cards be removed from your account and then them send you a physical copy of those cards. But again, only if you had the complete set. Again, I assume you can still do this, but who knows anymore with Mitgo. With Pokemon, they do like the polar opposite, where it's the, did you buy a physical pack of cards? Well, then there's a code in it that you can enter into either of the systems to get a pack of cards in the game. And the weird difference then arises in that for Pokemon TCG Online, if you enter the code, you are given a pack with that many cards. So like the normal Pokemon pack is, I think it's 10 cards. Cosmo, shut up. So in Pokemon TCG Online, you are given a 10 card pack. But because there's no limit on having duplicates, it's very likely that every single card in that pack might be a duplicate of a card you already have, or might be like, hang on, I want to go check something real quick. I believe there's at least one card that I have 30 copies of, not counting foil. Sorry, I have 32. I have 32 copies of a card, not counting foils. How many do I have counting foils? I have 3 foils of the same card. It's mildly disturbing. So, yeah. In Pokemon TCG Live, you get, I believe it's either a 4 or a 5 card pack. However, because of the ratios, you technically also have better chances to pull foil and rare cards, because the Pokemon TCG Online mostly uses the base rarity for the packs, except that the base rarity for the packs guarantees a foil with pretty much every modern pack, and you are not guaranteed a foil with TCG Online. But with Live, you're basically guaranteed at least one rare, and given the way that their system is set up, there's actually a very good chance you'll get multiple rares, because I need to check it real quick, but which means I have to open the damn thing. Oh, also Pokemon TCG Online is available on phones, but if I remember correctly, it also runs weirdly. Or not weirdly, but it's very, very intensive. So like, phone probably wants to be plugged in while you play. It also plays vertically, like, ignore my thermostat app. Yeah, it plays like vertically, which, given the way that Pokemon plays, makes perfect sense, but it's one of those like, it's very weird to have a phone game play that way. I just need a random pack, please. Okay. Yes. So any given Pokemon pack in the new client will have 5 cards. First card is will be a common with a small chance to upgrade to a super rare. Second card will either be a common or an uncommon with a small chance to upgrade to a super rare. Third pack will be an uncommon with a small chance to upgrade to a super rare. Card 4 will either be a very long list of things, but it will either be a common foil, an uncommon foil, a rare foil, a holo rare foil, a radiant rare, a trainer gallery holo rare, a trainer gallery holo rare V or V max, a trainer gallery ultra rare, trainer gallery secret rare. And then card 5 will either be a rare, a holo rare, holo rare V, holo rare V max, holo rare V star, ultra rare, rainbow rare, or secret rare. So there's a very, very absolutely minuscule chance, and it does actually have their full drop rates, which is kind of nice, to technically have every single card in a pack be a rare or above. It's wildly improbable, but it's technically possible. But again, to offset the fact that they now have a crafting system, so they don't have so if you end up opening, say, 30 cards of a single fucking Wurmple, they need a way to go, let's make... April, you know I can't see that, but thank you, you absolute demon. Thank you. I can't even say what that is because it's from the 18 plus throne, and I happen to look at Twitter because I'm a fool. So yeah, it's this weird economy of clashing systems there, where you're like, okay, so where do I want to be focusing my effort right now? Because you have a better chance of getting more, I don't know, you arguably have a better chance of getting useful cards out of inputting into live than online, but like I said, it's a whole thing. This gets weirder given the fact that it at an indeterminate point in the future, which they actually updated the sunsetting info today, which is kind of surprising. I couldn't figure out what they had updated, but I did see it had been updated today. The old client is intended to go away at some point. And because the accounts can merge, like you can choose to merge the two accounts right now, there is a dead pixel on my rightmost monitor, which is exactly where my nose is if I'm sitting normally. That was not there earlier today. Why does this monitor want to die so badly on me? It's tried so many times, and now it's actively got a dead pixel. Great. Okay. So the weirdness comes in with, one, technically there are cosmetics, deck boxes, card sleeves, and coins, because Pokemon uses coin flips pretty consistently, that are only earnable by playing Pokemon TCG Online. None of them are terribly good, but they're all cute and interesting, so I'm trying to earn them. That are not accessible at the moment. They might in some future time, but who knows. In live. This again gets slightly weirder, given that if you have more than 4 copies of a given card, you will not get those extra copies and then have them magically converted into dust, because people who have absurd numbers of copies of cards like the 30 copies of Wurmple that I have would get just frankly unreasonable amounts of dust. What will happen is it will basically go, when you hit the merge button, it will go, hey, fair warning, if you do this merge, you cannot play the old client anymore. And every card you have that you have more than 4 copies of, you'll just lose. It will then compare your collection from both apps and go, cool. Basically, if you don't already have 4 copies of it in live, go up to 4 copies. If you already have 4 copies, tough shit. And then, because again, the economy is based around trading, there's also a thing about, so what happens to any unopened packs that we have? Which they have already also decided, with a very huge breakdown that I need to go check again. But functionally, it means... What was it? Yeah, sorry, literally updated 19 hours ago. Still don't know what the hell part of it updated, but hey. Oh, also again, like every existing code from packs or products or any Pokemon thing you've ever bought for the past several years can be entered in either program, but once it's entered in one, it can't be entered in the other. Where's the thing? Okay, so if you have 1 to 9 unopened item packs, like, there's packs and then there's a whole bunch of other different things that aren't quite the same as packs, but functionally they're being counted the same way. If you have 1 to 9 of them, you will get 500 of the premium currency in live. If you have 10 to 24, you'll get 111 or 1,100. Sorry, words. If you have 25 to 49, it's 2,250. 50 to 24 will be 4,700, and then 125 plus unopened items will be 12,400 crystals. You get 60 for doing a daily, and usually, and at the moment, literally the only way to get this theoretically premium currency is by doing your dailies. Like, there's no way to buy it. So the only way to get more of it is to do do your daily, and on the premium track for the battle pass, because the free track for the battle pass goes all the way to the same level as the paid track. But on like random levels on the premium battle pack, there's things where you'll get like influxes of crystals, but the point there, the intention is very clearly like, do your dailies to earn that. So 12,400 is kind of a lot. Kind of. Because, how do I put this? The stuff that you can buy with crystals right now is also kind of weird. Like, basically everything you can buy with crystals are products that exist as a real-world product that you could go buy, which would come with a code card to get you almost the exact same thing, but to make it worth the crystal value, most of these then come with a bunch of packs of whatever set came out at the time that they were current. So, like, there's one that's like 2 different Dragonite V cards from the Pokemon Go set. So it's 2,000 crystals, but comes with 6 packs of the Pokemon Go set to make it worth it. Or I think technically you can go buy a code for exactly this for not that much. Hang on. Like, it won't come with the packs. Nope, that's the wrong one. Yes, that's what I meant. I'm just curious because this is one that I vaguely, very, very vaguely remember, and I don't think it was super expensive. Because a lot of people buy the physical cards but don't use the codes, so they'll sell them to like code selling websites. So yeah, like you could just get these two cards themselves for $1.89, or spend 2,000 crystals to get the two cards and 6 packs of Pokemon Go set, which is not technically a bad value because you can buy 6 packs for 1,000. Actually, that might be a terrible. You can buy 6 packs for 1,112. No, 1,120 words. I'll admit that I am a bit concerned about how these are gonna shake out in the future once there's actual like value attached to them, but until then, it's not too jank. Like right now, it's aggressively not predatory. It should also be said that Pokemon's in a weird state anyway, because frankly, that was technically the last real set. I think they have a reprint set, but that was their last real set of like this standard, because Pokemon, like Magic, has a rotation format. Because they have the first Scarlet and Violet set coming out in March. What am I saying? It comes out in March. And I think it's literally just called Scarlet and Violet because they usually name the first set of a new standard after the new games. Which, because they do a standard rotation thing, is slightly odd because they don't want to make it so that only that those new cards are legal. And I very recently was trying to figure out how the fuck standard rotation worked for Pokemon. And it turns out they, in recent years, apparently simplified it aggressively, because it used to be you have to know what set symbols things were, and now it's just you look at a letter. You look at a letter on the card and go, okay, currently the standard format is everything from that has a D, E, or F in it is legal, and when the new set comes out in March, although apparently in physical the set doesn't rotate, or the rotation doesn't happen until April for some reason, but on digital it happens in March. I don't know. Then everything printed with a D on it, there's some sort of filth joke there considering I've been playing the TCG Live on the site that cannot be named, will become will rotate out of standard, and you'll only be able to use E, F, and the new G printed cards. Like, I think technically there are 3? No. 6. I think there's currently 6 cards that have been printed with, like, G. I don't know if you can put them in a deck right now, and now I'm curious. What the fuck are any of them called? They're the starters from the new thing. Oh, cool. They are technically standard. Okay, technically they are legal to play in standard right now. That's cute. I did not realize. So I guess technically the way that their standard rotation works is that at this weird moment, anything with D, E, F, and G is all legal. Which makes me wonder then. I can sort this to include unowned. Okay. What are the names of the 2 legendaries? It's Miraidon and... Welcome, pretty much, Ice Bear. I'm trying to figure out what on earth that means. Because my brain is just going, so not quite a polar bear? It's Miraidon, and what's the other legendary? Hey, stop it. What is the Scarlet legendary called? Because it's the one that I know I can't pronounce it. Coridon? Sure. So if I hit all, will that show up? Nope. Okay. I think there's there's like huge copies of the two legendaries from Scarlet and Violet in the new pack that you can get. But it appears that they aren't, because they aren't real cards, they're not playable. Oh, right, because also technically those two don't have... Isn't there a weird thing where they don't actually have a color? I remember there's something weird about them. Yes, thank you for the weird old version of these that don't show the cards in them. What the shit? Okay, so there we go. Yeah, they're oversized promo cards that technically don't have a color, just for the sake of confusing the shit out of... color? What is it called in Pokemon? It's not a color, is it? Type? I guess technically it's a type. They don't have a type. Which, to my knowledge, they're the only Pokemon that have ever been printed that don't have a type? Which is extra weird because I think we've been shown a version that have types. I think part of this is that these are legitimately just like Mondo weird cards to begin with anyway, because they also have attacks with no energy cost somehow. During your turn, you can search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, put them into your bench, then shuffle. Oh wow, those are actually like also really good abilities that are kind of scary. Okay. They're Eldrazi. I mean, I think legitimately in this case it's mostly just that they're weird because they're just oversized promos that come in a box, as opposed to cards that are actually intended to be played with. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. Oh, what do you want to bet that... Is this one actually coming through the right speakers? Nope. Mostly because I don't think this one has... I know this one has audio. But I'll bet that its audio is going the wrong place. Why on earth are you huge? Fine, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, I was thinking about playing one of the 2 Pokemon games. Hey, remember when that was what I was originally saying? Either trying to grind... oh no, that just made me realize that means one of the decks that I actually play in Pokemon... Does it rotate this format then? No. If it might. It legitimately might, but we'll have to see. Because I think most of its cards are fine, because only, yeah, delabeled cards. rotate. Huh, okay, that's mildly concerning. Yeah, there's actually a non-zero chance that this deck might go away, largely because a bunch of its support cards are rotating. Wait, I thought Fusion Strike was an E-labeled set. What? Now I'm more confused. Cool. Hey, Rolcom, how you doing? Honestly, I'm trying to figure out if I want to stream a game or if I'm just gonna keep rambling like a goof because I got... My brain has been soup today, and I've just been trying to figure out if I want to do anything. Mostly just been doing just chatting, which means bouncing between literally any topic that pops into my head, which has largely been a bunch of card game stuff because frankly, Digimon has taken over my brain lately because I was studying for the judge test and passed that, and now it's taken over my brain because I'm going to be in LA in late February because I'm competing in nationals. So my brain is constantly having to think about the set that hasn't come out yet and how to play against all of the decks I'm expecting to fight in that, so that'll be a thing. Which also means currently feeling like, hey, I should, I don't know, play a different card game. I swear my ads have the worst timing. Why? Why? Oh, because there's an ad in... there's an ad in progress right now. Son of a butt. Okay. The worst timing. Ugh. Just going to crack my everything. I'm going to wait until I see that the ad is 100% done, which according to Twitch, which lies, will be in about 45 seconds. And then I will resume that. Oh. It's very weird to not want to talk for a solid 45 seconds on a thing where my job is to talk. I really hate that running these ads is functionally kind of necessary to make any amount of money now. Also that they keep hiding the easiest way to check earnings, but meh. Admittedly, I have not made very much from ads this month, but part of that's also that ad revenue just fucking craters after Christmas. Because holidays are 100% the best time for ad money. Okay, ads should 100% be done. Okay, so my brain is aggressively obsessed with, or not even obsessed with, has been forced to pay attention to Digimon because I was studying for the judge test, which I passed, yay. But then also because I have I have actively fought for and earned and am now going to Digimon Nationals in LA at the end of February. So I'm having to think about the set that will be focused on, which isn't out yet because they're evil. Also, hey Ghidorah, how are you doing? But because they don't have an online client, that means that when I'm streaming, I don't need to focus on it 100%, but because my brain has been shifted into card game mode, sure. Technically both work. I am thinking of playing one of the two Pokemon TCG clients on stream because I mean, technically it's the same account, but I have accounts for both until they are forcibly merged, and I'm trying to neurotically try and earn as much stuff in the old client as I can so that I can have it for the new client. It's a weird mental space to be in, I'm going to be honest, but that's where I'm at. And the dailies for the old client roll over in 15 minutes. Well, not roll over. They're weird. But I will have a third daily challenge in 15 minutes, so I might just do that, because otherwise it would just be grinding ranked matches in the other client, which admittedly will have more interesting decks, because I actually play standard there as opposed to theme decks, which are... Oh, it's the weirdest format. I kind of love and hate it, where it's... I wonder, because I keep comparing this to MTGO, I wonder if MTGO has something similar. But basically, you're only allowed to play with a selection of pre-approved, I guess, like store-bought decks. And it's not even every deck that they've ever put out. It's a selection of theme decks, and most of them are not good. But when they're compared to other theme decks, they're almost comparable. And it's absolutely bizarre, because... What is that doglet doing? Because it's also not limited to, like, what format they were printed for. So you can have decks that were printed for Heart Gold, Soul Silver era going against very early Sword and Shield era. It's very weird. And frankly, only one of the Sword and Shield decks is actually decent. Most of them are actively quite bad. Kind of dig that for MTG, honestly. It was fun on Pokemon TCG Online client. Yeah, I sadly, it's not a thing in the new Pokemon client, which is a little sad, but I guess also means that, like, I don't feel like there was really any incentive to print more of these decks. Like, they printed, what, one for each of the starters for Sword and Shield. They printed... Wow, did they actually only print these for, like, the first couple of sets of Sword and Shield? Hang on. Yeah, Sword and Shield, Rebel Clash, Darkness Ablaze, and Vivid Voltage. Yeah, they literally have not printed a new theme deck since whenever the hell when did Vivid Voltage come out? Hang on. They haven't printed a new theme deck since November 2020. Which, that's a thing. So yeah, they're, suffice to say, they're probably not the most popular thing that they've ever made. And again, the entire reason why I play this format is largely because it's a really low competition one, where it's just I can do this as a way to grind out my dailies by using these pre-constructed decks that kind of honk. In fact, I think the only reason this format even exists is because initially you're given 3 theme decks, and it's just like, here, play with these. And I guess technically I can take all of these theme decks to go play against NPCs to try and grind... There's a weird thing. I don't even remember how to do it. Trainer challenge, right? Where basically, if you win 12, if you win 12 games with 12 NPC games with a theme deck, they give you a pack of cards that I don't think it's necessarily related directly to when the theme deck released, but I do think it's related to the era. So like if you win 12 games with a Sun and Moon deck, you'll get a Sun and Moon pack. But yeah. It's very strange. Unfortunately, I've now hit the point in having dailies on this client that I actually can't. When you start playing, you can complete your dailies by playing against the NPCs, but after you hit a certain point, they're just like you should be playing against people now. Stop playing against just the NPCs, which. I'm gonna go close the door again because it sounds like Haley's home. So, oh, the dogs are losing their minds. Give me a sec. So that means that, like, this is the thing that I bring up with every online TCG client, and keeps bringing me back to why I hate to say this, but I still think Legends of Runeterra might technically be one of the most solid as a free to play player TCGs or CCGs, I guess. Whatever the hell you want to call a card game where you cannot trade and it's entirely online. Because with Legends of Runeterra, every single daily is 100% doable in, or not even actually, yeah, they are dailies, aren't they? Yeah. First thing, you can stack up dailies, because that's the primary issue that I have with the new Pokemon client, is that you get 2 dailies. If you don't do them that day, they re-roll and you just have new ones. Like, there's no caching of them. Like, you have to do them that day, which, yeah, I don't love that. With this one, you can't see this, but with the old app, you have to earn it, because initially you don't get to have multiple dailies, but once you've leveled up enough, you can functionally have three cached. Someday someone is going to correct me on how I'm actually supposed to pronounce that word, and I will find out that I've been very wrong for a while. What is that? Like, it's not. It's like a piece of dirt, except that it's snowing. I have not been outside. Weird. That is bizarre. Okay. But with Legends of Runeterra, you get a reroll a day, which you can cache? Sure. You can catch, which will up to 2, and same thing with dailies. You get a daily a day, but you can have up to 3 of them at a time, and they have an entire play against NPCs with absurd, weird, broken powers system, so you don't need to play every day. It feels so weird to say, like, yes, I think that the Riot game has the least parasitic microtransaction system of a card game. What the fuck? Because it's definitely not Arena, because holy fuck is Arena's system terrible. Oh god, their economy is so bad. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. And the fact that Legends of Runeterra also has a dust system and a wild card system. It's just like, cool, you took the good parts from both Hearthstone and from Arena, whoa, and you didn't even take that much from Arena. You just took the concept of, what if we also just give you the chance to sometimes have a card in one of your packs randomly replaced with a wild card, so that you can just use it to make whatever you need, not have to pay the dust cost. Oh, what is this world we live in? You've occasionally considered getting that 5-deck game night product for Magic, and considering that the full extent of Magic, I don't even know what that is. I mean, technically, that's the thing that I kind of want to try and do with Digimon, is getting folks playing the starter decks as just like, here's an entry-level way to play. The innate problem with it is that the starter decks are not what I'd call balanced. They're definitely not balanced against each other. Mostly because, well, frankly, half of them are built with the half of them are built with the intention of, if you buy 2 of this deck and then throw out some of the weird cards, or basically, if you buy 2 of this deck and throw out every copy of, or every card that you have 8 copies of now, and then replace it with cards from other sets, you will suddenly have a really good competitive deck, or at least wildly middling competitive deck. Look, I want Mastamon to be good. I've played Mastamon well, but sometimes it does some weird shit, okay? But they're definitely not paired up against each other. And then sometimes you get deeply goofy and weird shit like the Ragnalordmon deck that is cool. This is a great deck for trying to teach gameplay concepts to players, but also requires that you have a base knowledge of how the game works ahead of time, because it's weird and is a very bad thing to introduce to someone who's never played the game. But yeah, that's where I still want to do that idea, because I think it's going to be good. At the very least, with this community of very good human beings, I think it's going to be good and hopefully quite fun. We'll see when we get to it. I do think it's probably going to be Sunday nights, or maybe even Sunday afternoons now, just because Monday night is unfortunately pretty locked in, because frankly, GFG is one of the bigger regular tournaments. And because they always run on Monday, it's just kind of a thing. Also, hey, good news, I didn't realize, apparently they do a thing after their weekly tournaments of like talking about the top 4. Hey, technically I was in the top 4 this week. Which means that they're gonna put out a video that includes a deck that has two of the new cards in it. Admittedly, one of the decks that was also, I think technically took second. I love this. One of the deck that took second at the GFG on Monday had no new cards, because they didn't have time to throw together a proxy list, so they legitimately ran a BT10 crossheart list, and I love this so much. They ran a BT10 crossheart list, which is a deck that got kneecapped immediately in America, and they're running the kneecapped version. And I think that was a 5-round tournament? 5 or 6. It was either 5 or 6. 3 of their games were against a BT11 proxy deck that is expected, that a BT11 proxy deck whose entire reason for being amazing in the Japanese meta was that the Crossheart deck didn't get kneecapped in Japan for a while, and it kills it hard in theory, because they were running a Black War Greymon X list. And it's expected to be the big scary thing for this coming format. The second place person played against 3 Black War Greymon lists and beat 2 of them. The only one that they lost to is the one that they lost to not win the game. Just like, or win the tournament. Oh no, my... What? How? How is my hard drive full? What? Cool, I guess I need to download this recording. How is my hard drive full? I'm not that fucking... Wait, no, okay, you did not save there. Shit, cool. My hard drive's full. Well, fuckles. Well, that honks. That's really annoying. Shit. I don't want to have to download this VOD. It's going to be such a pain in the ass to download this VOD. Okay, cool. Oh, right. I also still have this VOD that I need to talk to people if I should save or not. Does it count as... I guess it doesn't count as a VOD because no one saw it because it was a recording, not a stream. I'm also pretty sure I have put a bunch of these out and therefore don't need to save them anymore, but I'm gonna have to download this VOD. Cool. Cool, 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 but it's cool. Damn it, that's annoying. Okay. Crap, 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 crap. Also, now I'm remembering that... Hang on. Dogs have calmed down, so I'm gonna go open the door again. I'm remembering both that I meant to do a thing today, which I've definitely missed my chance to do, and 2, I'm remembering that I meant to both yell at April, which now feels slightly, well, yell at April more, which feels slightly weird, for the thing that I need to yell at her for, and there was some... Oh, and ask April an equally feel weird asking question because I've explained it before, but for folks who don't know, Rolcom is, I guess, tied technically for person that has been my friend the longest because I've known him and one other person since kindergarten? Yeah. So that feels really... It feels really weird to think about that. You know what? Here, I will throw in the Pokemon client just because... What are you called again? Because... Trading Card Game Online. Yes, that one, because that's the old client. Where's that one? That's the screen in it. Oh, hey, it's even set up properly. Cool. Then, should be able to just... I think because this is set to display capture right now. No, it's because I have a display capture, a window capture, and a game capture running. What the fuck is wrong with me? Okay, hang on. The window capture is running because Dwarf Fortress is hateful and refuses to be captured as a game capture. I don't remember why the display capture is running, but... I'm gonna level with you. I couldn't remember what continent you're technically on, because I thought that you might be technically on the same continental plate either as me or as Chip, but I honestly don't know, which reminds me that Chip sent me a video like a week ago that was while I did not have ADHD meds, and I did not look at it yet. I should do that. So yeah, this is just what I was talking about, where the daily finally came in. So, um, it's such a weird system. So instead of just like doing a daily by all of them are tied to like a Pokemon type, and by doing it, you get experience to level up that type, which will eventually let you unlock different cosmetics, which is literally the only thing that I'm doing now in this client, is just trying to unlock the different cosmetics. So I think technically I should probably be trying to, like, all of these are, this one would give more experience, but I've already maxed out fire, so that doesn't help at all. And I've already got a dark one, so I guess I should try and do 2 dark ones to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And the basic idea usually is that a 2 XP or a 1 XP one will give you some amount of the coins, which you can use to buy packs or decks or whatever. The 3 XP ones are usually a random pack, though because you got the pack from a daily, the cards inside it and it itself aren't tradable, which is minorly annoying. And then the 2 XP ones are, I think, just more coins. Oh, right, but yes, I was saying that it feels slightly weird to need to yell at someone about about purchasing me a gift from my 18 plus throne for content made on sites that I'm not allowed to link to. Uh, oh, for fuck's sake. On this site. When someone who I've known since I was 5 is in the chat. Okay, sorry, I have a TCG Plus issue. What the fucks? Oh my god, why are they being... what the shit? Hang on. I'm gonna hit the break button real quick because I need to go deal with a thing. I'll try and explain when I get back in a minute. Oh, well, that was fucking annoying. Okay. Basically, I've been attaching shipping labels or tracking labels to all of the TCG player orders that I send out, which 9 times out of 10 has absolutely no issue, but every once in a while, for some reason, there is a problem where some post office decides that they're going to charge a bunch of money to the buyer to make up for the lack of shipping cost, because it's very arbitrary, but they, like, a given office will just decide that because this envelope has a tracking number, well, that means that they're requesting a service that they didn't pay for, so we're going to charge it as though it's a priority package and charge $10 for the buyer to now get their mail. And it's just a... So I needed to go try and help with that, which pretty much amounts to going, I'm sorry, they shouldn't have done that. Like, worst case, they should have, if they were so determined to try and bleed you for fucking money, it would have made sense to maybe claim it was a first-class package, even then, not really, which is like a $3 charge then. But no, No, instead, they decide to market as priority mail, which means a $10 and something charge on top of postage already paid. And in most cases, I can't just fix that because I'm sorry, USPS is fucking you over. And again, it's wildly inconsistent. Like, it seems to vary on a post office by post office basis. So it's send a message apologizing because that's fucking shit, but I also can't do anything immediately. So I have to escalate to, uh, uh, like, TCG player itself, who generally will just pay them back the money. It's not even that. It's mostly just the reason why I attach the tracking numbers to begin with is because I've found that a lot of the time, if I don't attach a tracking number, the envelope just gets lost. And when we're talking about an envelope that, in some cases, will be like $15 worth of stupid cardboard, I'm like, no, I'm not going to let you just lose it. Or in a couple of cases, they send it back to me, which takes a month. And then I get it and go, hey, person who ordered this thing a month ago, they've returned it to me saying that your address cannot receive mail. Is that true? No, it's not true. Okay, I'll send it back out with a tracking number this time, and then just magically arrives, even though it's sent to the exact same address. So it's just the game of which gamble am I going to try and deal with? And the worst problem is just that it sits at the arrival, well, not even the arrival office. It sits at the post office for the place that they're claiming they can't deliver to for like weeks. And by that time it's cool, I cannot do anything then when the buyer goes, "Hey, I don't have this product." So, so frankly, I probably should look into using Pirate Ship instead of Stamps.com, but we'll see. Especially since Haley wants to sell a bunch of stuff on our website, so. Okay, you can stop trying to cool the room down now. It's at the temperature. Oh my god, shut up! Every animal in the house is yelling. Okay. I'm gonna go try and play the dark deck, which I don't even remember which deck I have that is technically a dark deck. And if it's even remotely playable. I know for sure I haven't played it before. How is this a dark deck? Because it has 3 dark cards. Okay. Cool, cool, not great. Oh, right, what are the 2 challenges I actually have to do? It's deal 750 damage with dark Pokemon and knock out 12 opposing Pokemon with dark Pokemon. Ugh, those both honk. Cool, fuck. I was hoping one of them would be the evolution quest, because that's actually way easier to do. Okay, Soaring Storm will not work for that, because it has 1 dark Pokemon, and they are not for attacking. This one has 3, and they're also still not great. Okay, this one might be better, just because at least we've got a couple of Pokemon that can attack. It's a little annoying to only have the one Zorua, but okay. Okay, and it has okay ability to dig through its own deck, so this might be fine. I feel like I've seen people use this one. Oh, this is probably going to be much better. Plus, it's got technically 2 of the psychic energy. That is the ugliest Salandit I've ever seen. Oh, it's terrible. Okay. And it's got psychic, so we can technically work on that mission too. Okay, what is your ability? Once during your turn, you may choose 3 of your bench Pokemon this discard your other bet. Why? What on earth would that do? When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you can draw 3 cards. Okay, what? Do any of them have any sort of benefit for getting discarded? That ability seems actively quite bad. I mean, I guess it lets you free up space. Huh, okay, well, sure, let's try it and see how it goes. Oh good, I'm doing this on a win streak, so why are they like this? He's outside waiting for food. Oh, also, what am I looking for? Okay, you should be able to hear the game now, but it might be very quiet. That should be better. Okay. Oh, good. And now the cats are screaming too. Good. Why? 10th, I'm playing in the theme deck setting, so nothing. These are all actively garbage decks most of the time. As for hot decks, let's see. The Reggie deck is legitimately quite good. I like it personally. I know the new Lugia V-Star deck is a thing. I know there's more, and I'm trying to remember what any of them are. There's a Duraludon, V deck that folks seem to be really enjoying. I don't have to discard anything for a Nest Ball, right? Yeah, okay. You come here. Discard 2 cards from your hand. If you do, draw 4. Okay. Yeah, and we will discard these 2. And probably regret it, but whatever. Oh, so many targets. Okay. But I think we have to take the Hydreigon just so we can maybe get up to a Pokemon that can actually hit hard. Yeah, okay. Singe. Basically, I'm just going to keep trying to apply Singe with Saladit, and then we'll build up to Hydreigon, however the hell I'm supposed to pronounce that, in the back row. Because 120 per thing, yeah, that's fine. Like, it's fine. Bark therefore I am dog, yeah. I'm trying to think what else though is. I know there's a Mew Gensec Fusion Strike deck that is the hot shit apparently. That needs 2? Cool. What the fuck is your... Oh, right. We're 100% gonna lose this, by the way. Yep, we're totally gonna lose this. Is there, like, any benefit for Weed Out? No. This might be a bad deck. This might actually just be a bad deck, but have the niche upside of having enough dark Pokemon that I might actually be able to do its thing occasionally. So that's gonna do 160 every turn. Okay. I legitimately have to do this to not die. And to get 1 kill. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, part of the issue is that if you haven't played Pokemon, well, a lot of the focus is on the Pokemon themselves. Pretty much every deck is like 9... Okay, maybe not 90. It's like 75% like trainers, support. Yeah, it is mostly made up of cards that help you find or get to... Why did I... Hang on. I probably should have actually fucking read that. Because I'm pretty sure I just did a deeply stupid thing. Yes, I did. Oh my god. Most of, like, a competitive deck are trainers, stadiums, basically support cards that help you draw cards and, like, get to the thing you actually want to play. Yeah, that's basically gonna be a game now. Yeah, nope. And unlike some games, there is no direct punishment for conceding, so yay! I'm looking at you, fucking Duel Links. Seriously. The amount Duel Links punishes you for conceding is absurd. 2 and 1. And you have a chance to help dig, but not a good chance. And Pokeball, which is really inconsistent dig. Let me just make sure. Timer Ball's good, Nest Ball is good. Yeah, okay, this actually has more consistent dig, so sure. It's just we didn't see any of it, so... Oh. I mean, it's not even a pile of cards that are dark energy colored. It's a pile of some dark energy cards and then a whole bunch of random shit. Like, even the one trainer we did see is kind of a massive pain in the ass. Because it still requires that we discard, and it doesn't look like this deck has a ton of ways. Stop telling me about new used cars. Why? I told you, you know I bought a car. Oh my god. My bank keeps trying to send me stuff about, like, here's more cars we found. I'm like, cool, you know I bought one. Why are you telling me? Oh shit, are we going first? Crap. Okay. Technically, that's probably better, but it's mildly annoying. Especially against this deck. Ugh, okay. Okay, they set up backwards so they won't get to attack this turn. Because this, weirdly enough, so this is a Sun and Moon era deck, and frankly, it's one of the better ones. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, give me that. And what else do I even want? Sure? Yeah, this is an annoyingly good deck, because one, it's got the synergy between Thundurus and Tornadus. Thundurus's basic attack does 70 damage if you have a Tornadus on the bench, and the Tornadus's 3-cost attack does 80 normally, and if you have a Thundurus on the bench, then it also does 20 to every benched Pokemon that the opponent has. It's really good. Nope, we will not do that this time because I'm reading the card. I love that we keep finding these Bewares, but can't actually find its first form. Butts. On the upside, hey, at least we'll actually get some kills this game. On the downside, there's a non-zero chance. Oh, good. Oh, good. So, this deck is themed around that, that Dragonite they just shuffled away, because that Dragonite has a really, really good and very annoying ability, where once per turn, they can attach a water energy and a lightning energy to from their hand to one of their Pokemon every turn, which is necessary because the Dragonite itself only has one attack that costs 4 energy and requires that you discard 3 of them after it goes off. But we're apparently not going to see any other basic Pokemon this game. Cool. Cool. Fun fact, if your active Pokemon dies and you have no basic Pokemon in the bench, or you have no Pokemon on the bench, even if you still have, your opponent still has all their prize cards, you still lose! This is getting dumb. Yeah, so I'm willing to bet that they use that item to search up that Dragonair. Frankly, I think they should have searched up the evolution to Pidgey. Oh, thank fuck. Okay. That Pidgey's evolution also lets them pretty consistently draw cards. Oh my god, we might be done with... or they could quit. That works too. Oh right, it's a new day technically, so all of my wind stuff went away. Damn, I kind of wish they'd let it keep killing, but sure. Yeah, because we only knocked out 4 Pokemon. Yeah, oh well. I'm playing a garbage deck. Let me get the kills, please. I need them. I need them. This also... Oh, for fuck's sake, really? This also reminds me, though, I didn't realize this, but after... Or not after, I think going into the Sword and Shield set, they actually, for the first time, I think, ever, got rid of a Pokemon type in the TCG. Because Fairy used to be a type, and you'll still see it in theme decks, just because the Fairy decks didn't stop existing. But yeah, it's a weird thing. They just... Fairy is no longer a type in the TCG and has been rolled into... I guess technically rolled back into Psychic. Why do I have a... Oh, cool. Thank you. Okay, just give me all of the cards I don't immediately need. Cool. I could legitimately use a... Okay, we're gonna discard these 2 and probably regret it. I was really hoping to draw some energy. What the fuck? What the fuck do you mean we have no energy after drawing 4 cards? What the fuck? It is 4 cards for him, right? Yeah, what the fuck? This is, of course, the one problem with theme decks, is that every once in a while they just go... Actually, it's not even theme decks, it's just card games in general. It's just occasionally you go... None of the stuff that makes my deck work showed up. Like, frankly, it's still part of why I kind of like the memory system from Digimon, because at least then you're not reliant on a portion of your deck being your resource system. But this is... You've got to be kidding me. Certainly one way for it to go. Okay, come on. Okay. I can't even get our hand low enough to let us do... okay. Yeah. If I can get our hand to below 3 cards, I could at least use Oranguru to try and dig more. Like, here, even if I can get 1 psychic energy, I can just go grab more energy with Salazar. But... But apparently we just don't get to see energy. What the fuck? Technically, that energy doesn't even really work for Salazar, but okay. I You have got to be kidding me. This is fucking absurd. I mean, also just the fact that they have not done anything. Like, how many turns in are we and they haven't done anything? Just like, I've given you... You've drawn so many cards and I've done nothing. Oh, thank fuck. Oh, thank fuck. I have a severe poison. Kindly fucking die. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. Okay, so depending on whether or not they move the Pidgey, I might do... I think I actually have a play here. A very goofy play, but a play. Really? They're just setting up their... You're just setting up the dragon? Like, cool, you've committed to the big nothing lizard. Cool. Who do I want you to murder? Here, you can have this one, because I'm pretty sure there's only the one Salazar in the deck. Okay. I have a plan. It probably won't work, but I have a plan. Actually, looking at this board, it might actually work totally fine. Especially since they apparently cannot draw whatever the hell it is that they need. Plus, frankly, given this deck, they have to burn so much stuff to keep Dragonite functioning. Yeah, okay, we're good. Yeah, so I can't kill Dragonite this turn, but what I can do is pretty much brick it for a while. Because I can Dark Destruction, then discard one of my own energy to discard its energy, which, yes, technically between both Dragonites, they can now place 4 energy a turn, but considering how they had to do it last turn, it doesn't seem like they have any spare water energy in hand. And that feels like a safe bet, honestly, because they need 4 to do the effect. Yeah, and it looks like they're just gonna try and build onto... Yeah, okay, they're desperately searching. Admittedly, Cynthia is not a bad desperation play, but yeah. Yeah, they're just trying to build up their back Dragonite now. And with fucking perfect timing, we drew this thing, which will let us move the energy when it dies over to a different Pokemon. Damn it, I was legitimately hoping to hit another Hydreigon, but oh well. So we'll kill this one, not do the effect, because it has no energy, so we couldn't strip anything anyway. Get a Houndoom that's not directly helpful, but whatever. Probably move the energy to this Houndoom. Yeah, I think. Because they are basically burning all of their energy to use Dragonite as their win con. Because normally the way that you want to actually do this deck is not actually use Dragonite as your win con, because it does a lot of damage. It can basically one-shot almost any Pokemon, but because you have to throw away 3 energy every turn to do it, it's rough. So generally the idea is to instead use... does 20 more damage times the number of energy opponent's active Pokemon. Okay. It's 120. None of these are strictly gonna kill it. So we'll throw them all on Houndoom and make it our active. Because, hey, at the very least, still a dark type doing dark damage. That's pretty much the goal at this point. You fucker! 1 turn earlier would have been great, thank you. Probably could have Fire Fanged there, but... plus, right now, they need to have... So they need to use their energy and or they need to play an energy, which they can only do once per turn, and they need to use Hurricane Rush to place all of their energy to get Dragonite to use the attack. So did they? Yep, they had an electric energy in hand too. Boo. Oh, and a fisherman. Fuck sticks. Okay. Well, that's annoying as all hell. So basically now our only hope is to really just build up a Hydreigon back row and hope it doesn't die. Cool. Which means I need to actually try and burn some cards, which I don't like doing. This will only draw me a card. Okay, that is exactly the card we needed. I'm not even joking. That is exactly the card we needed. Because it means I can... Wow, they really are having to hard commit to this Dragonite. It's like their only win con. Well, we'll see how this goes. Oh, for fuck's sake, Mile, I don't need you, but thanks. Does mean I can do this to draw a card. I love hanging out at 3 cards in hand. No, I don't. Nope. Okay. Oh my... Why? Why do we... All of our prizes are not even useful cards. At least all the ones I keep picking. Okay. I was gonna say, we haven't seen a single Thundurus all game, which feels weird and wrong. Also, the fact that we haven't... I was gonna say, the fact that they haven't had a Lantern out, like, part of the way this deck also works is that it tries to build up to a Lantern on bench relatively quickly, because the Lantern has a thing where when your active Pokemon dies, you can throw an energy from it onto Lantern as a way to just, like, build it up quietly in back row. And just, they've been digging so much and trying to just focus on Dragonite, so... I don't think we can win, but I think we can come back here to some extent. Because, yeah, they're going to collect with Pidgey, and then they'll probably try and put 3 energy on Tornadus in order to get it up and going. Where do I want to put this? Oh, that's actually not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Experience share is basically the opposite of the weird flute thing. The flute made it so that when our active Pokemon died, we could move energy from all of the energy from it to another Pokemon of our choice. Experience share lets us move a single energy from a dying active Pokemon onto the Pokemon with experience share. We'll probably put that there. Let's draw 3 cards. So what we're gonna do is put a card on you. Damn it, I thought I could maybe get more on there, but... Okay. Yes, I would like to draw 3 cards. Are you fucking kidding me? I've been trying to do that constantly. The only evolution card left in the deck is another Beware. Weirdly enough, because of the way that Hydreigion's ability works, I can actually now stop them from killing our back row? because it doesn't matter a ton because they only had the one Tornadus with energy on it, but it's still wildly amusing to me if nothing else. Okay, if you put the one energy to hand, I'm going to... Okay, they're kind of desperate to not die. Is there any way I can do this to avoid... Okay. I think we still lose. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we lose. Because... Lantern can do 140 with its attack. And I have nothing that resists electric. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we lose. Because if I kill Pidgeot, what's going to happen is that they'll put Lantern out, put an electric energy on it, and then do the charged up version. But it's still basically the only thing I can do, so... I need the, if they don't put Lantern in, then... Yeah, okay. Yeah. And the problem is nothing I have has more than 140 health, except for Hydreigon, so it needed to be at full health. What the fuck do you mean, well played? I spent 4 turns doing nothing and you took no advantage of it. Just because I... look. I get that there's this weird thing about, well, you have to say GG or well played or whatever. No, you don't. It's okay to admit that it was a bad game. And in that case, frankly, they played really badly. Sure, I'll go first. Like, they should have won ages ago. Wait, I thought I was going first. But yeah, they should have won ages ago, but just played really weirdly. Okay, cool, we have energy this time. This is why I hate Timer Ball. I'm not even kidding. This is actually why I hate Timer Ball, because a card that only lets you search on a coin flip is a massive pain in the ass. I much prefer a card that, like Ultra Ball or the other one that... You have got to be kidding me. Ultra Ball or the other one whose name currently escapes me, that lets you... Quick Ball, that lets you discard cards from hand to search. Like, this is actually worse somehow, because at least before we got to swing with a dark type, and now we're swinging with a... I don't remember what this energy is called, because it might be fighting energy. I just remember that the TCG types don't line up with the card game types, or mainline game types. Also, I have officially had way too much coffee because I am jittery as fuck. Okay, that's mildly hilarious. Yes, I would like to draw 3 cards. When have I ever said no to that? Have a psychic energy, because frankly they're a lot less useful. Behold, the utter bewilderment of a fucking Beware being the best card we have right now. Who, does not help with any of the quests because he's a fucking colorless type. Because I do remember that one, because that one's called colorless, not normal for some reason. Oh shit, I didn't realize you got up to... Well, that's annoying. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Really? The only fucking crypt that we found was a... Oh, what the fuck? Good news is that that's gonna do exact lethal, because it's still technically a basic Pokemon. Okay. We're just gonna keep seeing energy. We're just gonna keep getting energy, and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. See you, welcome. This is probably gonna be my last game anyway, because somehow I've been going for 3 hours. I'm jittery as fuck because of too much coffee, and apparently my hard drive is full, so I need to fix some shit. Okay, you're gonna... Yeah, I was gonna say, you're gonna die. All of our kills, literally all of our kills are gonna be with colorless Pokemon. Oh my god, yay, yay, we have a dark type, we have a dark type! Any good way to lower your caffeine tolerance? Aside from just drinking less coffee, no. But I'm also probably a weird person to ask because, through... One, my caffeine tolerance is weird. Because I started drinking it at such a young age. And because I was basically, without realizing it, self-medicating for my ADHD. So since I'm on Adderall now, I basically don't... I only really need to have, like, 1 cup a day to get really functioning. But through late middle school and all of high school, I was on, like, 4+ cups of coffee constantly because my ADHD was never diagnosed, so it was a complete shit show. So basically I just tried to pretty aggressively just cut down my caffeine consumption. And because a lot of the time it turns out I actually like it for the ritual and for the... Frankly, the flavor, even though I don't drink particularly good coffee, I just like drinking coffee. I just tried to find other things to replace it with, so decaf, like hot chocolate, just anything that was a nice warm drink. I wish I liked tea more. If I liked tea more, that would probably be fine. But mostly just, yeah, trying to replace it with decaf. Like, I have a Keurig, but it's one of the, like, 2-style Keurigs, so it can do a pot of coffee and then pods. So I have mine set to do... how do I even phrase it? I have mine set to do, like, ground caffeinated coffee in the coffee pot, and then I just only buy the, like, K-cups that are... Words. So I only buy the K-cups that are decaf. And just... Whenever I feel like I want to have a coffee, but I know I don't need more energy, I just go grab one of those instead. Goodness, I'm kind of surprised. Okay, now if we could just find a Hydreigon, then I'm no longer concerned. Cat, what are you doing? Oh, except that I did my math wrong. Cool. Oops. Definitely did my math wrong. Hang on. 60 plus... That's 120? Okay, that won't be lethal. That will not be lethal. Okay. Okay, there are still 2 Hydreigians in the deck. They just refuse to come out for some reason. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Oh, that would have been lethal. I'm a goofus. Damn it. Okay. If I let Oranguru come out as the first one and then done Kukui, we would have won. Now to make it work, I still actually need to... Oh my god, why did I do that? I did it entirely... Cool, 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 cool. I did that wrong. I did that entirely wrong. Cool. Shit. I put a psychic energy on it, and I needed to put a dark energy on it. God, what the fuck is wrong with me? It's fine. It's fine. It's just really stupid. It's fine. Really? What the shit is wrong with me? The worst part is that yeah, we actually are going to need to do this again. Cool. Hey, Odin-san. Because I can send Oranguru out, who will then die. But if I do it this way, at the very least, I can make sure that a dark type gets the kill. So I get progress on the damn quest. Unless they retreat, which I think this thing's retreat cost is actually 4. Yeah, okay. Or they could use swap. Mother of 12 bastards. Okay. Okay, I just need to draw an escape rope. I just need to draw an escape rope. I'm not going to, but I just need to draw an escape rope. Okay. Or a Hydreigian. Or a fucking Hydreigian. You have got to be kidding me. Wow, that was literally our game to lose, and I did it twice. I did it twice. Because only... We knocked out 5 Pokemon that game, and only one of them was knocked out by a dark type. Nope, I'm doing one more, because this is gonna annoy me. I want to finish this stupid quest. I'm doing one more, because I want to finish this stupid quest. Mostly so I don't feel guilty if I go more than a day without playing this again. Or more than a day, more than 2 days. Oh no, yeah, more than a day, because I've only cleared out 1 quest today. Because I also have the Psychic Energy knockout quest. The knockout quests are always a massive pain in the butt. Because basically no good deck... That's a lie. Almost no good deck is a single energy type. There's a couple, but they're very specific. So it'll be stuff like, there's a water-based one that is just a singular energy type, and there's a psychic-based one. Amusingly, both of which are based on that legendary from Sword and Shield, whose name I always forget, the Rider boy, that has the Shadow Rider and Ice Rider versions, based on like which Pokemon, which of the horses he's riding. he has two decks that are like either water specific or psychic specific. Though I think the water specific one is more of a Palkia origin form deck, and the psychic energy focused one is very much a him deck. But most of the time, a decent deck is going to be like 2 or 3 colors and just using Pokemon that don't necessarily need to pull from one or the other color. So like this deck is lightning energy, water energy, but it has colorless Pokemon, lightning Pokemon, dragon Pokemon, who are 2 different colors. You have got to be kidding me. Okay, then. And... what's the other one? Oh, and then there's a random dark type in here who just is there for card draw. Because it has it has a costless effect that just lets it draw cards. Like, that's all it does. Wow, this is a terrible hand. Cool. I need another basic Pokemon on board, please. Because I don't want to put all of this onto a Salazzle because it does fucking nothing. Even its evolved form doesn't use any fucking... We're going to lose! We're going to lose! We're going to lose because I've not seen a single basic Pokemon, and because once again, somehow we are only seeing energy. That's not better. Of course, they immediately heal their burn. Fucking hell. Because this is basically just they get to one-shot every Pokemon. And if they're... Really? You took a Pidgey? Why? Why? Okay, so pretty much if we don't draw... basically a Beware, I'm just gonna concede. No, yeah, okay. Like, it's less a James Turner curse and more just the fact that this is a game mode where I am explicitly playing with bad decks. And the problem is that because I'm locked into using a deck that has a dark energy, and unquestionably Soaring Storm is basically the best, if not one of the best 2 theme decks that you can run, because it's Soaring Storm or this Charizard. This Charizard? Yes. Yes, this Charizard theme deck. Pretty much every other deck is strictly worse than either of them. And the fact that I have now run into 2 of them in a row, one of which was being piloted, 3 of them in a row, one of which was being piloted by someone who seemed to have no idea how to play it, even though I gave them 5 turns of just, I'm doing nothing. Yes, give me first. I think first is technically what this deck wants, but... okay, this is actually decent. This is actually kind of decent. Going first with this, but in general, this is fine. I'm not even kidding, especially since they had to mulligan. That means I get to draw an extra card for every time they had to mulligan. Yes. Sure, I'll throw 2 Dienos onto the field. Okay, we are going to... Let's go Great Ball first. Oh, wow, those are actually really good choices. We'll take the Houndoom. Then we'll Nest Ball. And throw a... Oh... Okay, we'll throw a Stuffle onto the field. That's done. Okay, so our first attack is going to be as a Houndoom, so we'll do 30 and burn Thundurus, so yay! No, we'll do 50, because we'll do it after playing Kukui. Because he'll buff, he buffs damage you do to the active Pokemon the turn you play him. So, play him to draw cards, but also... Oh, cool, we just need a Hydreigon now. Buff this Fire Fang to do 50, plus we'll apply Burn. Given my luck today, they're going to flip a fucking heads every time? Every fucking time we've burned a Pokemon, they've immediately flipped a heads and suddenly become unburned. But sure. I mean, hey, at least their bug catcher failed, so joy! No! Fuck you! I needed knockouts! Why did they do this? I'm playing this shitty deck because I need to get knockouts! Stop conceding! Let me kill at least one thing! Please! Oh good, you're playing a garbage deck. Thank you. Actually, wait, is this one garbage or is this one just weird? I think this one might be just weird. Yay, they had no basic Pokemon. Fuck you! Like, this is actually fine. It's not great because unfortunately you can't play trainers on... Or, I guess supporters, but you can't play supporters on turn 1 if you are on the play, which is a little annoying, but otherwise this is fine. Plus, hey, we're going to draw an extra card because they had to mulligan. Oh, hell yes. Oh, hell yes. Okay, less so there. Because I don't want either of these, really. I'll take that one. Done. Be much better if we had a Dieno, but hey. Did I finish this? Yes, I did. Boo. That's why Timer Ball fucking sucks. Let's see if... Okay, hey, we have the luck too, apparently. Yes, draw 3 cards. Okay. You know what? Sure. Let's dig like hell. Damn it! Fuck. I was legitimately hoping we could hit a Houndoom because then we could we wouldn't have quite... Well, yeah, we could have killed it. Yeah, no, if we drew on a Houndoom, we would have killed it. Yeah, no, okay, I can math. Why I say these things when provably you can see that I cannot math properly. Okay, no, we actually do need to draw a Houndoom. Okay, that's also not terrible. That's even better. Okay. So what's going to happen here is because we didn't flip a heads, the burn is going to kill Houndor. But I can... Well, I guess I could retreat, but... Yeah. So the burn is going to kill Houndor. And yes, for some reason you still have to flip to see if the burn goes away, which it did. I'll send Salandit out. Because the basic idea here is that we're just going to try and get more energy on Dieno. Let's put you in play. So what I'm probably going to do is use you, discard the Maw Isle and the rescue thing, because I don't care about them. You have got to be kidding me. Seriously, where the fuck is the stage 2 or stage 1 Zwilus? Zwilus. Where the fuck is a Zwilus when I need it? Copycat. This card is mildly annoying, but basically you just shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw equal to your opponent, and because I've been drawing more, that's really good for them. Hey, Fuzz. You're fine, I promise. I did the foolish thing where he's sitting in the office, so I acknowledged him. Yes, draw 3 cards. Always draw 3 cards. Thank you, sweet merciful fuck baskets. And then we can draw more cards with Hop, just to make them feel foolish for doing a thing. Okay. We're just gonna keep repeatedly burning you, because it's amusing to me. The burn didn't go away! It's gonna die at the end of turn! Woohoo! Well, okay, so they could actually retreat it, which would clear the burn. Or if they draw a Houndoom and can evolve it, that clears special statuses too. Ah, shit. And because they... Yep, because they got one of their checks with the timer ball, they're gonna evolve it. Good news is that if they kill Salandit, which I think they can do with a Houndoom, I did not see what Houndoom does, so... Really? Okay. If you have more cards in hand than your opponent, this deck does 80 more damage. Oh, shit. Okay, that's impressive. Oh, good. Another Salandit. Thank you. I was really hoping you'd kill my Salandit, but sure. What you putting into play? You have 3 Pokemon. Just pick one. Yay, I get to kill a Houndoom. I probably sounded a little bit too enthusiastic about that, but whatever, it's fine. Retreat, you'll become active. Oh shit. Oh, that's bad, actually. I can't put the goofy-ass baton on him. Okay, we can keep 3 benched Pokemon. Yeah, no, I don't actually want to do that. Just do Darkness Destruction. Doesn't help because the attack kills it. Okay, that's 1 kill with a Darkness Pokemon. Let's see if we can get more kills with Darkness Pokemon. Please. I don't even remember what the Entei in this deck does. Like, I know it's the face card for it, but I don't think the Entei comes into play a lot with it. on, please just let me get the last knockouts I need. Please don't concede. Please. Please just let me get the knockouts I need. What is that? If you have no cards in deck, you can't play this. Oh, that is a weird bit to have on there, but sure. Switch. Yay. Okay. I don't remember what this Blaziken does, but I remember it's annoying. Discard a fire energy from this Pokemon. Oh yeah, so it deals a bunch of damage to benched Pokemon. Right, yeah, so it can refill the back of... it can refill your bench, and it gets to do damage to benched Pokemon. And it'll live through one of our attacks. Okay. And that's kind of exactly... That's the one good thing about Weed Out. Is that it means I can remove the Pokemon that would have died otherwise. And because I did that, now their Blaziken doesn't have enough fire energy to do its attack. They might have something to place another energy onto it. They can also do Fire Starter to throw stuff onto... Damn it. Did I... Oh, I didn't need another knockout. We're free! We're free! Please have given me a good pack. Oh yeah, Brilliant Stars is a good pack. Ah, we're free. And this is more tickets, right? One of these days, I will use my absurd number of tickets to actually play in events. Except that I probably won't. Collection... I just want to go open that pack since it's not tradable or anything, so... Where are you? Yes, the one non-tradable Brilliant Stars pack we have. Because there's no reason to not open it. Oh, good. This thing. Sadly, nothing here is, like, amazing. Gloria's fun, but otherwise... But hey, like I said, the extra good thing is that none of these cards are rotating, so no skin off my nose having them, I guess. Yeah, that's a word. Sure. My brain is gone now. My brain is gone now. Thank you all so very much for joining me. I hope you all had a great time. I will be throwing you somewhere. You know what? Lost Pixel's only been back to streaming for a hot minute, so I'll probably throw you all over there. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Special thank you to April, Fragile Paper, Pinball Witch, Yalc, and Pimento for supporting the stream over on patreon.com/layeroflore and coffee.com/layeroflore. Hello, Fuzzy Boy. Hello. I'm sorry you snuck in. I'm gonna give you pets. Yeah. Hope y'all have a great day, night, whatever the hell time zone it is. Like I said, I'm gonna throw you over to Lost Pixel. He's playing, I think, the Final Fantasy VII Remake? So yeah. Have a great time, and I will see you probably tomorrow. Yeah. Bye, y'all.